Peace and love. Um, I just been thinking and trying to figure out what type of content to make for this channel because I've been, you know, having a hard time with ideas. Mainly because my videos be by myself and the type of content that I initially wanted to make on this channel just doesn't work well by myself. So I was thinking, what type of content would the people that I know, what type of content would they like? And that's been difficult for me because um I just don't be knowing what they want to see, and people don't really be interacting on my channel. And that's been the case. So then I went into thinking, well, what type of content would they need? And the one thing that I came up with, one of the best one I came up with is a lot of people that I know complain about money issues, um, in some shape, form, or fashion. Um, they, even when they have money, they tend to not have what enough to be happy with, as they would say, um, or enough to they tend to live from paycheck to paycheck or whatever the case may be. And I know a lot of people are curious of how I make my money, um, how I've survived homelessness, and so on and so forth, because people generally just assume that when you're homeless, you don't have any money coming in, especially if you don't have a real job. Um, and people don't get the things that I get. So, um, I'm gonna go into in this video some of the things that I've done over the years to make money and what I do now to make money. Let's just start with now. Um, Most people know that I have a book out, so let me see. I'm gonna show you my book. Give me a second. If I can remember where I put it at. And it may not be with me. It may be with my baby, who is at my mom's house. So I may not be able to show you that right now. So I won't be able to show you the book right now because that is at my mom's house with my baby, apparently. But I have a book out. It's the beginning of a series called The Power of You. The reason I came up with the title The Power of You is because it's basically about helping people to understand their inner power, simply put, and everything that that entails and what that means. Um, the book itself is called Make Up Your Mind because it's about mindset and self discovery, and self discovery obviously starts here. So, the reason I started with Make Up Your Mind is because that's where everything begins. Everything starts in the mind. If you don't get your mind right and you can't get yourself to think about things in a proper perspective, it's kind of difficult to get anything accomplished. So, that is the book that I released. I wish I had the copy right now, but I don't. I sold out. I only have two copies left, one of which I have to send to somebody. And that is how I make my money right now. One of the ways I make my money right now. I sell my books. I've been asked, how do I sell my books? I did have two locations where I had my books at. They did not do well at selling them. Um, I didn't have it there long, but for my capacity to sell the books directly out of my own hands, I had the books there for a week. I know that the amount of books I put in there, I could have sold in like an hour or so. So to have them there for a week and them to not sold have sold, it just wasn't worth keeping them there for the meantime. I do plan on putting some books back at one of the locations, um, and some other locations as well. But I have to work on the edited version, which I'm working on. I've been very sick lately, but now that I'm getting better, I'm going to get back to re-editing the book, and then those books will be at those locations again. But I will also still be going out and selling them myself. I do very well when I go out and sell my books. Um, I don't want to really say exactly how much I make right now. Um, Maybe I may tell y'all later if y'all show interest and want to know how much I make off of my books. But right now, I just don't feel like I need to put that out there. But I will say I do very, very well selling my books. I got this house and my car off of selling my books. So yeah. Um, what else? So other ways that I've made money over the years is I've done things like different forms of multi-level marketing. I've done Avon. Um, I've done a company called SMC. Okay. So Avon, for those of you who don't know, is a company who started off selling lipstick and branched off to selling other forms of makeup, and now they sell clothes, shoes, jewelry, makeup, um, houseware type things, like some of everything. But their marketing tactic is not to have a store like Walmart or 7-Eleven and so on and so forth. But what they do is they recruit people like myself and you, and we go out and go to the people directly and say, hey, these are really good products. Let me demonstrate them on you. Let me show you how great it could be and show you what type of things we have. And the people buy them directly from the individuals. And that way it allows people from different walks of life to be able to make money, as well as helps the company to be able to market at little to no cost. So I've done Avon. I've done a company called SMC who basically does the same thing, but they have a lot of decorative items, like a lot of really pretty um, crafty like items, things that you would put around your house for decoration. Um, I've done I've done I'm sorry, I just got a message. I don't want to look at it because I don't want to mess up the video. But what else? I have also sold. I've done MCA. That didn't work out for me. Um, I just didn't get anything from it at the time. I did not have a car. MCA stands for Motor Club of America, and basically it's a type of insurance where it has a multi-level marketing aspect to it, but it offers security when you have a car. So like, if you were to get stuck somewhere and your car won't start, you can call the company and they will send you a tow truck without any cost to you at the time. And like, say if you were to get in an accident and to get hurt, you supposedly they will send you certain amounts of money per the amount of time that you spend in a hospital or that you spend in recovery. It's different levels and aspects to it that made the benefit of having it worth paying the monthly fee and marketing it to your family and friends. I personally didn't benefit from it because I wasn't able to actually see the things happen to be able to show people that it actually works. Also, say, like, the reason I got it without me having a car was because if I'm in somebody else's car and we get stuck somewhere, I could still call and they would still come and assist because I'm in the vehicle. Um, and that would have been a beneficial when I'm riding with somebody and something happens. And if I was to still get hurt, even outside of a car situation, it was still supposed to be able to benefit me. I never got a chance to see those benefits. Fortunately, nothing ever happened for me to have to use it. So it just ended up being money spent and not getting the benefits out of it. And I just didn't do a good job at selling it to other people, I guess. So that was another thing. I also did travel agency. I'm still a travel agent. I stopped for a while and got back with it because I wasn't really I just wasn't a good salesperson. And a lot of people can relate to that. They just feel like they're not really a good salesperson. And so I dabbed in a lot of those things. I still do the travel agency thing because I personally love to travel. So that's a great benefit for me. I get to travel and, experience new things and see the world at a discounted price. I never have to pay full price, and sometimes I can actually travel for free. So that's the benefit that I get out of that, and that I still enjoy off of that. And then it also has the bonus that once people realize that this is something that's legit that I get to enjoy, and like people already asking, how do you get to travel to so many places I can't afford to travel to, and they feel like I'm broker than them, but I can travel to these places. That's how. So I afford myself those opportunities by taking on opportunities that other people may not see as a good opportunity. I take them on, and that affords me the ability to do things that other people don't see how I can do. So it also makes me money. So when I travel, I also get paid for my own travel as well. I get paid back for that. So on top of the discount I get, I also get more of a discount because I get some of that back. And then if somebody else were to want to book a trip or get a car or anything travel related whatsoever through me, I would get paid for that as well. Say my family has a family reunion, I could put together a family reunion for my family. That would be a huge check that I would be seeing within the next couple of months. So that's something as well. I'm going to try to put some links in the description later. It's not in there right now, to some of these things, so that you can probably, if you are in a situation where you're needing some, I'm not going to say easy money per se, because it does require you to put in some work and some effort, but some money that's not really difficult to make, and that's very flexible, and basically based on you, and not doesn't have a limitation on it per se. I will try to put some links in the description so that you guys can try these things out for yourself. Now, some of the easiest ways that I've made money is basically flipping money. I've done a lot of flipping money. I'm an entrepreneur, or intrapreneur, however you want to put it. Is, I guess it's two different things. Um, I do very good at taking money and going and buying stuff and reselling it. Now, buying products that people, that are not edible products, like things that people use, I have not done very well at selling those. But when it comes to food products, I do very well at selling that. Um, so I would go to stores like, say, BJ's or Costco or somewhere like that, or even to the Dollar Tree or whatever. I would go to the store, and let's say I go and buy cases of water. Now, this is something that I did when I was completely homeless. I had no car, no vehicle, nobody willing to, let me use their car or ride with me with their vehicle. So I was carrying these cases of water. Mind you, I have a bad back, so it was, one case of water was heavy for me. But I would buy the biggest case of water I could get, maybe like a 48 pack. And let's say that case of water would probably cost me less than $3. So if I have a 48 pack of water and I spend $3, less than $3 on that 48 case of water, I can sell those waters for $1 a piece. But the thing is, a lot of times these waters sell when it's hot outside. So people don't generally want hot water. They will buy it, but they would prefer not to have hot water when it's hot outside. So what I would do is, when I was afforded a place that had a freezer, I would load the freezer up as much as I can. Um, Fortunately, one of the times I was allowed to occupy the entire freezer, so I will fill the freezer up with as many of the waters as I can. Maybe do this the day before. The next day, I would fill some bags up with as many waters as I can possibly carry, catching the public transportation. And I would go to the main bus stop and sell the waters for $1 a piece. Now, I had a run in with law enforcement before where they tried to threaten to take my water from me and tell me that I couldn't do it without a license to do so. But this is how I learned to, get around that. And it actually works out better. Um, I stopped selling the waters and I started giving the waters away for donations. So when people would come up and say, "Hey, how much you're selling your waters for?" I would have to tell them, "Well, I'm not selling them. I'm giving them away for donations." So some people may donate a couple of pennies if that's all they had. Most people wouldn't do that unless that's literally all they had. And sometimes I just literally gave them away because people had kids out and it was really hot as hell and they were thirsty. So I gave it away. But the reason I was able to do that and still make a good profit, more than enough profit, was because of the fact that a lot of people, there were quite a few people that would come and give me 5, 10, 15, $20 for one water. So, hey, so 48 case of water could have made me hundreds of dollars. Now, had I been in a situation like I am now, um, and had my vehicle, I could, and my own home with my own freezer, I could go and buy a deep freezer for real and plug that up, literally stock my whole deep freezer with water, which would probably carry, let's say, at least about 5 cases of water. 48 a 48 case of water times 5 is, I don't know. It's a lot of water. So I could fill the deep freezer up with the cases of water and go and fill my trunk up with the water or the back seat of my car and go sit at the bus station and literally just give water away for donations when it's hot outside. Like, and I plan on doing that this summer. The only difference is this time it won't be for survival. It will be for a cause that I'm going to be doing, and I will be letting you guys know about that as well. I want to um I'll go ahead and tell you now. I want to give back to the homeless community because I was a part of the homeless community for a very, very long time, off and on. I was considered chronically homeless. So I can very much so relate to that community and I can understand. I realize more so than other people who haven't been in those situations the way I have and haven't seen and witnessed what I've seen. There are a lot of people who are not out there by choice per se. They're out there because of choices that they may have made or choices that may have been made for them. Different people have different situations and circumstances, but either way and regardless, there are people out here there who don't want to be out there, who is really really trying and doing their best, that they know how to get out of that situation. They just don't know how to do it. And so my goal with my writing my books and so many other things that I plan on doing is to try to help alleviate that situation for people who just seriously want to get out of it. Now there are people out there who are out there because they literally choose to be out there, and it is very sad and unfortunate to me, that there are people with a mentality to think that that's the better option for them. I hope this don't mess up my video, but give me a second. Okay, I have to pick up my baby. My computer is being slow. Bear with me, guys. Okay. All right, so we have to make this video quick because I have to go and take care of some business. So, Yeah, so basically, in a nutshell, I want to give back to the homeless community and help some other people out. Like some people very graciously and with open arms and open heart helped me. And if it wasn't for those people who saw that as being important to do so or just wanted to do that, unlike a lot of other people who feel like, why should I do that? You must have done something to put yourself here, you deserve it, whatever type of mentality. If it wasn't for the other people who thought otherwise and really reached out and helped me out, I probably wouldn't be alive today. So I want to give back by doing the same for other people. um I just have to find a way to balance it where I can do that without hurting myself again, as I've done before, or putting myself out in a situation where it messes things up for me and my family. Um, but I have one idea that I'm not going to tell you guys right now, but that's where the funds and the donations will be going to. So um, if you are looking to make some extra money or whatever and you just don't know where to start, you can start with water. If you can find if you have have access to a refrigerator, which I hope you have access to a refrigerator and a freezer. If you don't, I my deepest sympathy and empathy and compassion goes to you. And I if you you know want to reach out to me in messenger or whatever and tell me a little about your situation, you may be one of the people that I may put my efforts to in the projects that I will be working on soon. Um, but that is that. Those are a few things that I did to make money. Also, not just water, but candy. Obviously, candy. Candy is a big fundraiser thing. And I've had people once, a lot of times when I went out and sold candy, I would tell you how much I made with candy. There were times where I went out with boxes of candy and I made like $300 or up to $300 and probably more in like an hour's time. Candy and water are very, very good sellers. Water, I found out, is a better seller and when it's hot outside, when it's really hot outside, because that's something that people really need, and they may be in a situation where they can't walk away to go to the store to get it, especially if they're at the bus stop. They don't want to leave the bus stop because they don't want to miss their bus. So if you're at the bus stop with the water, don't say that you're selling it unless you can afford to get a peddler's license. If you can get a peddler's license, that would be great. But if you can't get a peddler's license, just give it away and say you're taking donations. Simple as that. Some people may ask you what's your minimum donation. I personally sometimes will tell them preferably no less than $1. But you can just take whatever donations, and there are a lot of generous people who will give you generous donations for one bottle of water or one piece of candy. Whatever it is you choose, just be creative. Just think outside the box. Don't just think that there's always one way to do things, because it's definitely not. This is a big world with that's filled and built on creativity. So be creative. Anyway, I have to go. Everybody stay up, stay love, and most definitely stay safe. And please stay posted on this channel because I'm going to be coming at you with a lot of great content. If you want to see more content about money and opportunities and things like this, more content like this one, comment below and let me know. Help me out, help me to help you, help me to know what type of content that I could give you that will be most beneficial for you, whether it be entertainment, something to laugh about, informational stuff, more art videos, whatever it is. Let me know what you would like to see on this channel, and I will be glad to do whatever I can, if it's possible, to create that type of content for you guys. Again, stay up, stay love, and most definitely stay safe. Peace.